If I said that healthy structure equals healthy function, would that mean anything to you? Think about it. Does the structure of your body, more importantly, your spine, influence your health? By now, I'm sure you've heard that your nervous system is the master system of your body, controlling every living function down to every organ, tissue, and cell. So what does that have to do with the actual structure of your spine? Dr. Richard Klinger will be joining us shortly to talk about just that, so you too will be able to see how your structure and chiropractic care play a role in our overall well-being. So why don't you join him right now?
How does healthy structure equal healthy function? Structure dictates function. That occurs throughout nature. In chiropractic, it also is true. Structure dictates function. As a chiropractor, my role, or I see my role, as not only a doctor, but also as a teacher and as a facilitator. I want to facilitate your understanding of how the body works in a kind of simplistic way, but also to give you the ability to do something at home to help yourself. So let's back up the structure. Let's look at a crank, a 90-degree, two 90-degree angles, and let's say I put this crank into a Model T Ford and I turn the crank. It gives me leverage. Well, what if I took that crank and for whatever reason we decreased it? And instead we now want to achieve the same amount of function over here. It would take more effort to turn it. We can relate this to the spine as well. So if we look at the human spine, we can see that the spine has various curves to it. There's 3 of them to be exact. When we look at the spine from the front, the spine should be straight. And actually, this is a actual replica of a plastic model of a spine, so it's pretty accurate. So you can see that there are various bones within the vertebrae, within the spinal column. And the purpose of these bones is to give you support. It gives you a foundation. Every movement that you do within nature is based upon some foundational structure. And that's what the spine represents. So all my movements within my body pivot relative to the structure of the spine. The curve of the spine is very unique because that curve gives you not only support, but protection, but it also gives support and holds the head up. The head, my head's kind of average, but it weighs anywhere from 10 to 12 pounds. And as a result, your body has to move relative to gravity. If we change the dynamics of the spine, and for instance, we decrease the curve of the spine, and it kind of goes forward like that. And you've seen people who've had forward head posture, their pelvis is sticking out like this, and they have very little ability to move. When you do this, you're compromising the communication system. The brain generates energy through the spinal cord, out through these nerves, and it regulates and controls how your organs work, your heart, your lungs, your liver, your gallbladder. It tells me how to move my hands. So if I want to move my finger, a message goes from the brain through the spinal cord, out through the spinal nerves, through the peripheral nerves, tells my finger what to do. As a result, we're able to achieve a certain amount of function. But all of that is dependent upon the structure of the spine. For every nerve that goes to a muscle, a branch of that nerve goes to your lungs, liver, gallbladder. And as a result, your health and wellness is dependent upon the energy or the communication coming from the brain. Remember, the brain is the central core. It's what regulates everything in the body. So let's back up to the spine once again. We have various bones, and those bones move in different directions. When that does, there's a chance or a possibility that it can pinch a nerve. When that pinches a nerve, it interferes with the communication from the brain through the spinal cord, and I may not move my finger the way I would like. I may not have the heart functioning like I should, or the lung and respiration. So what we want to do is to try and correct that. This is what chiropractic does. We make adjustments to the spine. We help to restore order. We help to restore the structure. The integrity of the spine is very important. What we're looking at here are bones. We're looking at nerves, we're looking at discs that separate the bones. But in reality, there are various muscle structures that hold the spine together, that give you locomotion. But what happens is that when we have In chiropractic, we call it a vertebral subluxation. The vertebrae misaligns, creates pressure on the nerve, it disturbs the communication, it distorts the spine, it distorts the muscles, and as a result, it distorts the ability of the body to regulate itself. That in turn is called sickness. And in fact, the reason people come to us is because they have pain, because they've exhausted all their other options. They actually come to us as a last resort. And that's okay, because that's how we built our reputation. So what I would like to do today is to help you just appreciate that vertebral subluxation, vertebrae misaligns, creates pressure on the nerve, interferes with the body's ability to heal itself. You can do something at home to help yourself. And the way we do that is we teach you some fundamental exercise. These basic exercises give you the ability to achieve a certain amount of function. And remember, structure dictates function. So let's do a basic exercise. First of all, the spine held together by ligaments, tendons, muscles, and it has joints and it has discs that separate the bones. All of those have to be fluid in their motion. That's why when you wake up in the morning, you feel a little bit stiff. It takes a while to get everything going. It takes a while to get the energy to that area. So we want to warm it up. How do we warm it up? Well, we have a basic exercise. You're going to raise your shoulder up, lift your chin, sitting down, and you want to do a rotation exercise like this. Turning your head, turning your shoulder. 25 to 30 times. You want to flex your head, extend your head, turn your head left and right. All of this to warm up the disc, to warm up the joints, to warm up the muscles, to get everything going, just like an automobile in wintertime. You want to warm the engine up, get that oil to become thinner so that the engine can run smoothly and more efficiently. We want to do the same thing for your spine. When you injure the spine, when you decrease the curve, when you create subluxation, you're actually taking the curve like this, and as you stretch it, it creates a disturbance to the tissue that protects it, and you can see this little tear of the banana skin. So if you tear the banana skin, the protective coating, you're tearing the fibers that support the nerves, that support the spinal cord, that protect the spine. So what we want to do is to restore that by taking somebody that has a lessened curve and help to restore that curve by teaching you these exercises. After you do the warm-ups, we want to do something after you've heated it up. We want to try and mold the spine back to its proper curves, because these curves will give you the integrity and strength to help support the communication from the brain and the spinal cord. So we place a towel rolled up like this underneath the neck while you're laying on your back. We place one underneath the small of your lower back, and we lay on the floor and we bend your knees up and relax. Now this is a passive exercise. It takes no effort. You just lay there for about 15 to 20 minutes because it takes that long for the spine and the disc and the ligaments and the tendons to kind of mold to the position that you want to be in. Now, that being said, that's only one exercise that we can teach you. There's a lot of things that chiropractors, if you visit your chiropractor, tell friends about it. We want you to have the very optimal health. Why should people wait until it's too late or wait until it's fourth stage of cancer before they try to do something to help themselves? Chiropractic offers you the ability to help your body express itself to its fullest potential. The brain generates the energy, goes through the spinal cord, out through those nerves. If you have interference anywhere along this path, the brain doesn't know what's going on. We want to be able to restore that. Your chiropractor can help you to achieve that. My recommendation is everybody should be under chiropractic care. Children, newborn children, great-grandmothers, 90, 95. I've had my oldest patient was 94 years old. I highly recommend chiropractic for the wellness. Correct the structure, improve your function. Thank you very much. Have a great day.